as authorities pursued the person who has now been detained in connection with what the FBI, according to Associated Press, has called an attempted assassination of former President Donald Trump while he was on his golf course at Trump International this afternoon around 1:30 p.m. He is fine, as you heard me just before the break, the former president back at Mar-a-Lago assuring his supporters that he was fine. It turns out, according to PBSO, as you see the huge traffic stoppages on I-95, and this from Martin County, I believe, as authorities there stopped someone who is now being questioned in connection with what happened at Trump International Golf Course, again on Summit Boulevard, as you look on at that footage this day. The former president is fine, has told his supporters as much. This is what we know so far for those of you joining us. Around 1:30, between 1:30 and 2 o'clock, the president is out on the golf course at Trump International. The Secret Service always is a hole or two ahead of him, creating a bubble of security for the former president. According to the reports, a Secret Service agent spots someone in a tree line at the golf course, and they see a gun barrel. The agent or agents fire upon that area. According to the reports, there were never any shots fired toward the president, who, according to PBSO Sheriff Rick Bradshaw, was probably 3 to as many as 500 yards away. But he said that's not far if you have a high-powered weapon with a scope. And what did they find when they went into the tree line? According to investigators, they found a backpack, there was a scope, also a GoPro as well, ceramic tile, perhaps ballistic tile, that was not clarified for us, but nobody found there. A witness, according to Sheriff Bradshaw, saw somebody coming out of the tree line after those shots by the Secret Service were fired, hopping into a Nissan and fleeing the area. That person takes a picture of the Nissan, including the license plate. You heard me talking to Meg Roberts. License plate technology that is employed by police departments quickly allowed them to literally scan and zero in on this license plate, this person going up I-95, who was later detained in Martin County. That's where the facts of the matter stand at the moment as they detain and will now question this person. We have team coverage beginning with Megan McRoberts live in Martin County. Megan?
Michael, as you mentioned, this investigation starting in Palm Beach County, but it ended here in Martin County. We are just off I-95. We're actually right off Martin Highway. The scene was about 2 miles north of here at mile marker 112. What we understand from Sheriff William Snyder is they got that BOLO alert from down in Palm Beach County and be on the lookout for that specific black vehicle as it was making its way north up 95. The sheriff told us that he immediately notified his deputies to do whatever they needed to do to take this person into custody, whatever force was even needed. He basically gave them the green light because, as we understand, the sheriff said that BOLO specifically mentioned that this was some kind of force that was directed specifically at the former president, Donald Trump, of course, elevating the seriousness of this investigation. They didn't even bother pulling that car off to the side of the road once they spotted this alleged vehicle. They blocked him right on the interstate, and then ensued at least an hour of heavy backups and other traffic impacts. But I want to bring in my colleague Kate Hussey. She was here on the scene very, very quickly, and you can kind of add some color, some depth into what kind of ensued after stopping the car, what it took to actually get that suspect into custody.
Well, Megan, as you mentioned, all stops were used to get this suspect to stop on the highway, like you mentioned, just cordoning off that vehicle. And we're told by the sheriff's office that once that happened and the vehicle was stopped, they used their PA system to communicate with this person of interest. At that point, we're told the suspect did comply with officers. He got out of the vehicle with hands above his head, fingers interlocked, and got down on his knees. And that's when the deputies took him into custody, at which point the FBI took over the investigation. I do want to kind of set the scene for you, as Megan did earlier, that this was a magnitude of law enforcement. In fact, I was actually on the highway driving north when I saw several unmarked police vehicles with lights and sirens on flying past my vehicle toward where this suspect's vehicle was. I could see a helicopter in the distance, which we've since learned was a witness being flown up from Palm Beach County to identify this person of interest. What's really interesting here, when we asked Sheriff Snyder what this person's demeanor was like, he said it was really flat. Take a listen at what he had to say.
The suspect's demeanor I would describe as having a relatively calm, flat affect. He was not displaying a lot of emotion, never asked what is this about. Obviously, law enforcement with long rifles, blue lights, a lot going on, never questioned it.
Now, Megan, as you mentioned, again, this was really an effort from all agencies to get what we're told, this person of interest into custody. And we're told by Sheriff Snyder that after they were able to take that person into custody, that they really took that vehicle and sent it down south to Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office. We're told a search warrant has been issued to search for any other material that could be related to this investigation. But as you mentioned, the highway is back open. It seems like the investigation up here in Martin County is a bit over.
That's right. So now we do know that the lead on this case will be the FBI, the feds. We do know PBSO is also going to be assisting through this. As again, we understand the suspect has been detained. He was detained up here in Martin County. We'll be waiting to see once any potential charges might be filed.